The fort that refused to fall. Bala Hissar Fort story. A fortress stained by war, where kings came and vanished. But Bala Hissar Fort still stands silently, guarding its darkest secrets. In the heart of Peshawar stands an ancient fortress, Bala Hissar Fort, not just a structure of stone, but a living story of wars, betrayals, and empires that stretches back nearly 2,000 years. It was a dark night. Cold winds crashed against the giant walls of the fort. In the distance, the sound of horses echoed through the valley. Every soldier knew one thing. If Bala Hissar fell, the entire city would belong to the enemy. The name Bala Hissar means high fort, and it truly lived up to its name. Built on elevated ground, the fortress overlooked the entire city of Peshawar. Whoever controlled the fort controlled the gateway between Central Asia and the Indian subcontinent. That is why every ruler wanted it. Some historians believe the site dates back to the ancient Buddhist era. But the fort gained true fame during the rise of the Mughal Empire. In the 16th century, when Babur marched toward India, he immediately realized the strategic importance of Peshawar. He strengthened Bala Hissar Fort to defend the region from invading armies. Imagine those days, torches lighting the massive corridors, soldiers standing guard with swords in hand, messengers arriving at midnight with warnings of war. Every corner of the fort carried fear, tension, and power. But the story of Bala Hissar did not end with the Mughals. Years later, another terrifying conqueror arrived, a man feared across Asia, Nader Shah. In 1738, Nader Shah invaded Peshawar with overwhelming force. His army stormed through the region like lightning. Panic spread across the city. According to legends, when he saw Bala Hissar Fort, he said, "Whoever controls Bala Hissar rules Peshawar." Nader Shah rebuilt and reinforced parts of the fort, making it even stronger than before. But the real storm was still coming. The 19th century brought brutal conflict between Afghan and Sikh forces. Smoke filled the skies. Cannons roared across the land, and once again, Bala Hissar stood at the center of war. Then came one of the most powerful rulers of the Sikh Empire, Maharaja Ranjit Singh. In 1834, Sikh forces captured Peshawar. Their flag rose above Bala Hissar Fort. New military barracks were built inside the fortress. The walls were strengthened, and heavy cannons were placed to stop Afghan armies from retaking the city. For a while, the fort became a symbol of Sikh power. But one night, disaster struck. A massive explosion shook the fortress. Flames rose high into the sky, turning the night red. Soldiers ran through the smoke in panic. Some believed the gunpowder storage had exploded. Others whispered that it was sabotage. The blast damaged large sections of the fort. But Bala Hissar still did not fall. That was the spirit of the fortress. Every time people believed it would finally collapse, it rose again. Then came the British Empire. In 1849, the British captured Peshawar and transformed Bala Hissar into a major military headquarters. British engineers redesigned parts of the fortress using modern military architecture. Ancient walls were rebuilt stronger than before. Watchtowers were added. Hidden tunnels and defensive routes were created, so soldiers could move quickly during attacks. At night, British officers stood on the fort's high walls, watching the dark city below. They feared sudden tribal uprisings and surprise attacks from nearby regions. And many times, conflict erupted near the fortress. Bala Hissar was no longer just a fort. It had become a symbol of imperial power. Then came 1947, the partition of the Indian subcontinent. Chaos spread everywhere. Families migrated across borders. Violence filled the streets. Thousands lost their homes. And through all of it, Bala Hissar Fort stood silently, watching history unfold once again. After the creation of Pakistan, the fort came under the control of the Frontier Corps. Even today, the fortress remains under military use and is not always open to the public. Yet people who see it from afar still feel something mysterious about it, as if the walls themselves remember the screams of war. Think about it. How many soldiers died inside these walls? How many kings walked through its gates? How many secret plans were created in its dark chambers? And perhaps, how many secrets still remain buried beneath the fort today? Some locals claim that strange sounds can still be heard near the fortress at night. The distant echo of horses, the faint clash of swords. Is it only the wind? Or is Bala Hissar still whispering the stories of its forgotten battles? Today, surrounded by modern roads and crowded buildings, the fortress remains a powerful reminder that empires rise and empires fall. Kings disappear, wars end, but history never dies, and Bala Hissar Fort remains one of its greatest surviving witnesses. Ending line. If the walls of Bala Hissar could speak, they might tell the most terrifying war stories the world has ever heard.